We've been fishing walleye tournaments going on 3 decades and counting. We've been in a lot of multi-species boats, but we've never been as excited as we are with the Nitro ZV21.
The ZV21 is 21 foot 7 inches long, but it's also 100 inches wide. That makes it the biggest, roomiest fiberglass multi-species boat out there.
The Nitro ZV21's deep V hull design is super dependable in rough water. I never worry about the wind or the waves to get to my prime fishing areas.
Not only that, but it's rugged and seaworthy for the rough water. And I tell you what, there's plenty of room in here for all my gear on any outing.
Now let's take you on a tour of what we feel is the ultimate multi-species boat.
Let's start back here on the transom. First thing you're going to notice is that there's no big transom wall or splash well back here. That's because this transom is built with one solid piece. There's a lot of flotation down in there that's going to hold the weight all the way up to a 300 Verado. But that flotation will also give you another thing. When you get in big following waves, or when you put on the brakes real quick, you're not going to get waves rolling up over the back of this transom and into the boat. Now, of course, the transom still has to be designed to run a kicker engine. Comes with the bracket, comes with the extra 4.5 gallon tank right in there. But this kicker is in a nice position to real easy run it. So when you're back here trolling and things, you got real easy access to that.
One of the coolest things about the ZV21 is that the Nitro engineers actually built a rapid planing system. What that gives you is a faster hole shot, better overall performance, tighter turns, and a higher top end speed. But it just doesn't stop with the transom. The hull itself has a lot of really cool features that allow for that higher performance. One of the things is the attention to detail that the engineers put into the center of gravity of this boat. They put right down the center line of the tunnel a 64-gallon gas tank. The range is unbelievable. If you're a tournament angler, best in class. But what that tank does, especially in the location that it has, is it allows the boat, when you're in fishing mode, to track unbelievably well. I can go against quartering seas and this boat doesn't budge. It goes wherever I point it with this small little kicker. And that's unheard of for a boat that's almost 22 feet long.
That's the fade that we want right there. Yep, that's on. Oh yeah! Had a little net shuffle there, but I got him. On a jig bite, I spend a lot of time standing up here. And for years I've seen in the bass boats where they have these recessed areas for your foot pedal. So we got the engineers to put that in the ZV21. And the nice thing about that is it allows you to run the foot pedal and stand on 2 feet nice and flat. And that just makes it more comfortable to stand up here. And comfort is important because it'll give you better boat control. It's going to let you follow the little pieces of structure better. It'll let you hold right in a particular depth that you want to hold in, and it'll happen even in rough water. This boat comes with a Minn Kota trolling motor, or you can get the optional motor guide trolling motor like I use. Like a lot of walleye fishing, when I'm up on the bow, I still rely on my electronics, not only to show me depth and things, but also a map. So I use a big screen. And one of the nice things about up here on the ZV21 is that the bow is plenty big to mount that up there, and I still got plenty of room to fish. And the last feature I want to talk about up here in the bow is this carpeting. Looks like regular carpeting, but there's actually an anti-fatigue mat down below this. It makes this super comfortable on a real long day of fishing.
Nitro narrowed up the gunnels in this boat. That gives us maximum cockpit space for walking around and trolling. But yet in the rear portion of the boat, we reinforced this area, kept it wide for the track systems and downriggers that guys like to mount when they're fishing. Heavy-duty rod holders are what we use now, and we added a 1-inch rail system, the largest, most beefy one in its class. So overall, you're looking at a true fishing machine when it comes to the interior space of the boat. I can carry all of my jigging rods, trolling rods, bottom bouncer rods for any given trip, all in this huge rod locker. It'll fit rods up to 8 feet long. It's actually 4 levels. On the bottom, I like to use rod socks. Those are rods I don't use that much. But if I'm on a certain lake where I'm going to use spinning rods or certain rods a lot, I'll put them in the rod tubes. It makes them accessible and organized and easy to get at.
Live bait is an important part of walleye fishing. In fact, a lot of different kinds of fishing use live bait. And up on the bow here, we've got a couple things to help us maintain that live bait. First one is this 5.5 gallon bait well. The nice thing, it's got a removable bucket so you can go in and get your bait, and it's got an oxygen generator to keep those minnows lively and attracting the fish. Over on the other side here, we've got a cooler, and it's roto-molded for extra insulation. There's another convenient feature, and that is this removable tray for storing containers of live bait like night crawlers. It keeps my bait up out of the ice, but yet keeps them cold. And of course, in the bottom here, we've got a nice drain plug, making it easy to drain out this ice box.
This big multi-species fiberglass boat gives you another clear advantage, and that's storage. The Nitro ZV-21 has 2 large compartments in the bow area. Keith likes to keep his power pole drift paddle in one of them. I like to keep rain suits and life jackets, toolboxes in mine. There's no doubt they're huge. The Nitro ZV-21 comes standard with a Lowrance HDS-7 on a ram mount, but a lot of us like to use a little bit larger electronics. You can get those as an option with this boat. On the console, we have 2 large screen electronics. That's very common in walleye fishing, especially for the tournament guys. The problem is very few boats have enough space for these units side by side, so you can view them very easy. The Nitro engineers built this console extra wide just to accommodate those electronics. But the cool thing is you can still see all of your gauges. You don't have to look around for this stuff. It's all right at your fingertips, and you can see everything very, very easily. Overall, this helm area is pretty cool. There's a recessed area for an optional hot foot pedal, and there's also a good solid footrest for when you're running rough water for safety. If you buy the boat with a Mercury 250 Pro XS Optimax, hydraulic steering comes standard. If you buy the boat like we have with the 300 Verado, digital throttle control will be what comes standard in that package. And last but not least is a really handy tool holder where everything's at your fingertips. Your pliers, your cutters, your fish takeouts, anything you can think of will fit in this tool holder. So like I said, helm is unbelievable. Everything right here, right where you need it.
So as many cool features were over there on the driver's console, there's actually a ton of great features over here on the other side of the boat also. The first thing here is this little drawer. There I like to put a lot of the stuff that I might just use during the day, snaps, clips, stuff like that. Then I can get a lot of storage when I go over here to this huge glove box. I mean, I can stick my hand way back in there. It's just full of space that I can store anything that I need, from screen to line or anything else. Nice heavy duty lid on it so it's not bouncing around when I'm running. My passenger gets a great grab handle. Not only can they grab it down here, but they get a little side support here, and it's sturdy as heck. All right, let's go underneath the console a little bit here. First thing I want to show you is a great little place. It's called a rod ramp. We can actually put the butts of the rods back into the holders there, bring it up here, and there's a little strap over here that actually holds those rods in place. Now, one of the coolest things you'll see in this boat, and it's not in any other boat because it's patent pending, is our net storage area. How many times is the net in the wrong place or tangled up in something? It don't happen with this boat. It's got a nice holder here, and when you call fish on, man, it's easy as grabbing that net, pulling it out, and it's right there and accessible. So a lot of cool features on this side of the boat. Let's go to the back and look at the storage. In the back of the boat here is 2 of my favorite compartments. These are where we store all of our tackle. And believe it or not, I'm going to put all this in here, but first I want to tell you a little bit about these boxes. When we had these designed, we actually said we don't want carpet in here because that holds moisture. So we had these roto-molded, very durable, very tough, and doesn't hold moisture. We even had them put in a drain plug just in case you do get a little wetness in there. But take a look at how many I can fit in here. And that's just one of them. You got another one like that on the other side. So lots of storage for that tackle. Now, if that isn't enough storage, you've got 2 more big storage areas here in the back. The cool thing about these is that you can store real bulky stuff. You can store heavy stuff. You can even store tackle boxes in here. There's slots in these compartments back here to store that. So I've got my planer boards in that one. Over in this one, a lot of boats don't have a nice place to store heavy stuff like your anchor and tools. But these are also removable. And the nice thing about that is it gives you good access to all the accessories you might have rigged underneath the transom back here, pumps and things like that. So the last piece of storage I'm going to show you is a place that oftentimes is an issue with boats, but not in this one, and that is our battery storage compartment. You'll notice, first of all, it's just huge down here. That allows me to store up to 5 batteries down here. I use a couple for starting. I use 3 for my trolling motor up front. You also have my chargers right on the side here, so everything is accessible right here at my fingertips if I have to get to it. Another thing that's very accessible is right under here, you can actually get to your two big bilge pumps. These are 1,600 gallon per hour bilge pumps. One runs on an automatic switch, one runs on a manual switch. So again, everything that you could want. The cool thing about this boat, between the front storage, the back storage, the aft storage, battery storage, you can keep everything in your boat every day. Don't have to put things in the truck. It's all right here ready to go fishing.
Fully 50% of a walleye fisherman's time in the boat is spent in the transom area. This cockpit type area is very important because we're trolling all the time. Trolling crankbaits, spinner rigs, you name it, we're trolling. And so you need to have the wide open space that you see here. The boat's fully 100 inches wide. It allows for a lot of room for a couple of guys to work back here and to basically do the things that they need to do to set planer boards, put rods and rod holders, all the things that you do in the trolling world. The neat thing about this system is that I've got access to my tiller handle. Really easy to get at it, but yet as I'm running the boat, I can easily see those big units on the console. Very important, everything's accessible, everything's at my fingertips. The other thing that I really like is the bass guys, and even in the front of the boat, we've got padded carpet. Well, for this boat, and it's kind of a one-of-a-kind deal, nobody else has this, our whole main floor is also padded so that you've got the comfort if you're standing trolling all day long. That's unbelievable, and it's super, super easy on the body. The other thing that we have here is a really nice back deck layout. It allows me to take all of my crankbaits, spinner rigs. It's kind of like a work table. In fact, I'm surrounded by work table right here, and that's extremely important when you're trying to change up your rigs and go from one technique to the other. So you're looking at the ultimate trolling platform and the rear end of the Nitro ZV-21. In a boat like this, one of the most important aspects of the boat is a live well system. Whether you're out on a day's fishing trip or in a tournament like what we use this boat for, the ZV-21 basically helps you keep your catch so that it's healthy. And there's a great conservation factor there. If you come into a tournament and you can release those fish healthy, it's fantastic from a conservation standpoint. But for me personally, when I'm weighing those fish in, I could get up to a half-pound penalty per fish that doesn't make it. The live well in the Nitro ZV-21 helps us with all these things, and here's why. There's a strong 500 gallons per hour pump that quickly fills the live well to capacity. That's 26 gallons. And this live well is rotomolded for easy cleanup and extra insulation. That helps maintain the consistent water temperature on board with what's in the lake. The baffle design of this live well prevents water from sloshing around in the tank. Oxygen generators keep fish healthy until weigh-in time. A live well with a strong recirculating pump keeps fresh water circulating on long runs between spots. You get that with this 750 gallons per hour pump with a timer. All of these features give me no reason to worry about the health of my catch, beginning with the first fish that I put in the live well.
Tell you, one of the most overlooked parts of a package like this is the trailer. And one of the cool things about the trailers on the Nitro boats is they're all custom built for the boat by Tracker Marine Group. This is a concept that they started way back in 1978 when they started to put together all these boat motor trailer packages. What this means for you and me is the confidence in knowing we're going to get worry-free trailering running down the highway. The custom match trailer is perfectly made for each Nitro model and features GalvaShield corrosion protection. This means the steel is galvanized at the mill and then assembled in our plant. It's then powder coat painted and finally baked. The result? An amazing finish that's tough and corrosion resistant mile after mile.
This trailer comes with a heavy-duty fender system that's diamond plated. Not only does that give it beauty, but durability when you're getting in and out of the boat. I also like the no-touch Vortex hub system. It's maintenance-free for mile after mile of worry-free trailering. People comment all the time on how heavy-duty the standard features of this trailer are. Look at this jack stand, big and beefy. The winch system, very, very strong and heavy duty. I really like the swing away tongue system for really easy storage. The Nitro ZV21 is a multi-species rig that we can depend on for performance, dependability, and tournament-winning features.
From bow to stern, it's got everything you need for a successful day of fishing out on the water. The big water. The ZV21, a big boat for big-time fishing.